Welcome to a very busy episode of Food and Loathing, which, by the way, is a podcast that celebrates the Las Vegas restaurant community, made by the people who know and love that community.
Yeah, baby.
And eat a lot of its food. I'm Al Mancini in Las Vegas, hosting this week with Gemini Stevens in Oklahoma City. She just arrived there after a crazy weekend in Las Vegas. So yes, this is a Zoom episode, but it is packed with what scientists might refer to as a shit ton of interviews. All recorded here in Las Vegas. And trust me, Gemini has plenty of Vegas experiences to share with us this week. Our producer, Rich Johnson, is working all the magic on the back end, and you would not be hearing this without him. So a big thanks there. When it comes to chatter, though, it is just me and Gemini this week. So, hey, girl, are you ready to chatter?
I am. Oh my God. It's today's Tuesday. I arrived in Vegas last Wednesday, and I don't think I stopped until this morning.
That's what we do here, man.
Yes.
That's why only a handful of people can live here full time, man.
Right?
You know, this town churns you up and spits you out. Most people can only take 4 or 5 days of it and they go home defeated. But we are here for decades and
That's
we're
right.
still surviving.
That is right. How are you today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. I mean, I'm still
you've been
recovering.
busy too.
Yeah, there's been just a lot going on and a lot more people booking weekend things.
Mm-hmm.
Weekend daytime things are fine. If you're a publicist out there, invite me to your weekend daytime thing. I'm very happy to go to that. If you're going to invite me to a weekend nighttime thing, it's either got to be really, really, really fucking great, or you need to give me a +1, right?
Right.
Or it has to be good enough that I want to buy a ticket for the extra one.
Exactly.
Yeah, but no, it's just been busy. You know, lots of weekend things, lots of weekday things. Wherever we go. So we definitely have a lot to talk about, man. Huge episode.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to throw it out there. I know sometimes we do scripts and sometimes we just kind of go for it, but you've also been writing a lot about things that I think people would be very interested. So I know you've teased it a bit. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about what we've been dropping?
Oh yeah, I had this dropped at the end, but let's talk about it now. It's a good time to talk about it. The day that this episode drops will be one day after the 10th anniversary of Chef Kerry Simon's death, September
Yeah,
11th, being a tragic day for many other reasons, of course, September
absolutely.
11th. But September 11th this year marks the 10-year anniversary of Chef Kerry Simon's death. I can remember it as if it were yesterday. I think that it still remains a loss to Las Vegas. And at the time that when Kerry was ill and he knew that he was dying and he knew his time was limited, he wanted he had a lot of projects. He wanted to open Carson Kitchen. He wanted to open another project that opened and then later closed. But he had things he wanted to do before he died. And one thing that he wanted to do was to release a book. It was going to be sort of part cookbook. It was going to be part memoir. I mean, I honestly think he wanted to have it like shaped like a guitar. I mean, just crazy, right? It was going to be one of those books that was a total passion project of his. It wasn't going to be quote self-published, but it was not going to be a money-making book. It was probably going to be a money-losing book, almost certainly. But it's what Kerry wanted his legacy to be. He asked me to work on the memoir portion of it, which was very difficult to do because by that point, Kerry could not speak.
Mm.
Kerry died of multiple systems atrophy. The easiest way I explain it to people who don't really understand, coming from myself, who has no medical background, is imagine everything you've heard about Parkinson's disease, and then imagine if somebody gave Parkinson's disease superpowers. It
Oh
is,
my God.
multiple systems atrophy. That's the name of it. And I, as I understand it, as bad as Parkinson's is, it goes after your systems one at a time, which is fucking horrible. Don't get me wrong. But
Right.
multiple systems atrophy is a huge sped up kind of version of that. And Perry could not speak during much of his last year, and he wasn't able to do interviews with me. So Elizabeth Blau, a lot of his friends, put together a list of his celebrity friends, the people who worked with him, people that just worked in restaurants that might have stories to tell. And back in 2015, I hustled my ass off. I tried to get all of this written. We wrote about 12,000 words of it. It was a little rushed because we were trying to get it out while he was alive. I brought it to Kerry. I went out to Malibu. I left it for him to read. I came back the next day. I got a smile. I got a thumbs up that he wanted it out there. I'd say the only thing he wanted people to know is he wanted it to be more of a celebration of his life than a mourning of his death. I think that's really important.
Yeah.
The problem is that putting out a book takes a long time, especially an unconventional book and one
Yeah.
that would need so much input from the author. And it just wasn't released before Carrie died. Look, this is in no way the definitive Carrie Simon biography, and I wish that I had time to pursue something like that. But these are his friends. We've got Rick Nielsen. We've got actually Rick Nielsen's in the movie. That's a whole other thing. But in the book section, we've got Sammy Hagar. We have Alice Cooper. We have Jean-Georges Vongerichten. We have Kat Cora talking about what it was like to compete against him on Iron Chef. I called everybody. Shep Gordon, talking about his days in Miami and meeting him on the beach there. Film producer Mitch Glazer talking about the fact that he was so excited about introducing Carrie to Bill Murray and was shocked when they just knew each other from their childhood already. I mean, to me, these are just stories that make me smile.
Yeah.
They were stories that made Carrie smile at a time when there weren't a lot of reasons for him to smile. So that they have a very happy, important place in my heart. And I figured that the 10th anniversary was a time to get them out there. Some of the people that are interviewed aren't even with us anymore. Robin
Yeah.
Leach is interviewed in this book. Carrie was so important to me. And honestly, I don't know who listens to this podcast. A lot of times young chefs come up to me. They tell me they listen to this podcast. And what I would say is if you are a young chef and you're not that familiar with Chef Carrie Simon's life, if you like the idea of chefs being the new rock stars, if you like the idea of chefs being celebrities, Carrie defined that, and it was something very different in his day. He was actually a celebrity chef that moved with the celebrities. He was a rock star chef that the rock stars wanted to be.
Yeah.
Most chefs I know want to be rock stars, and they kind of get treated like rock stars. Rock stars that I know wanted to be Chef Carrie Simon, right? So we broke down 12,000 words into 5 episodes, chapters, whatever you want to do. They're being released every day of this week. So today, the final one will be released, which is entitled Fuck MSA. But on Monday, we put out the introduction written by me and then stories of his time in New York. That was followed by stories of his time in Miami on Tuesday. Wednesday was Vegas Baby. Thursday was about LA television and some rock star friend extra stories dropped in there. Also, some people reminiscing about Carrie's luck with the ladies. So we talk about that. And then again, Friday is Fuck MSA, and it has to do with the end. But again, it's not about a sad story about Carrie dying. We talk about, people reminisce about that final giant farewell rock concert that was done in his honor that he was able to attend. So, in keeping with what Carrie wanted, it's a happy story. I think it'll make his friends happy to read these stories and to remember things. Stories of Carrie sitting at the Hard Rock and he didn't really drink, and then people would send shots down to him, and he would just pretend to drink from the end of the bar, and he'd throw it over his shoulder. It would land on the floor, and he'd have to get a bus boy to clean it up. I mean, it's those kind of fun stories. It's posted over at foodandloathing.vegas. I'm super happy. It's a newly launched news section over there. Of course, it's very populated with news, but this is some new stuff to get out over there, and really stuff that I'm thrilled to be putting out there.
Well, I've been having a lot of fun reading it and working with you on that. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for explaining a little bit more about why it's there, because I'm so excited about this. I'm loving it.
Well, thanks for indulging me. Big thanks to Eric Kabik for letting me use photos, to a lot of people who sent me photos, including Elizabeth Blau. Apologies to some people who sent me photos that I just wasn't able to get to. This is a beast of a project, even though I had most of it written. I had all of it written. And that's the thing is, by the way, some of it may seem a little dated or time, I wouldn't have written it the same way this time or whatever. But these are the stories exactly as I presented them to Carrie.
Yeah.
And that's how I wanted them to go out there.
Yeah, I love that. Cool. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so other than that, though, this podcast episode is huge.
Yeah.
This past weekend was Picnic in the Alley, and man, you hosted 3 super cool panel discussions with some of the most powerful and successful and creative women in the Las Vegas dining community.
Uh,
I walked around interviewing quite a few of them my damn self. We're going to hear about 13 of my interviews with like 13 of those culinary women. And by the way, one male lawyer who has a bone to pick with you, Gemini. Um, all of that's going to air in the center of the show. Some good stuff. Nicole Brisson, Ellie Parker, Gina Marinelli, Erica Bell, even former Vegas resident and the very first Yes Chef champion, Emily Brubaker. So all that's coming up in the center. But of course, during Gemini's section, we're going to hear all about Picnic in the Alley there. We're going to save that. And some news on Mexican Independence Day, a happy hour report from Andrew Morgan. It's just shit that we got a lot of
I
stuff,
love
man.
it.
It's
I love this
crazy.
time of year because it's like you're just getting out of summer, you're going into fall stuff, and some really cool stuff starts happening before everybody goes to fucking Halloween mode and Christmas and all of these other things. Like, give me that fall stuff. This is what I'm so looking forward to. So, yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, and the weather is nice.
Oh,
So I want you to kind of end up this top section where we talk about what we've been doing, because I really
yeah.
want you to talk about Picnic in the Alley as we head into that center section of the show. So if it's okay with you, I'm going to start this week with what I've been doing.
Please do, sir.
Okay, cool. So Durango Resort's Eat Your Heart Out Food Hall kicked off a new patio dining series. And oh man, the weather was so beautiful to be
Oh,
out there. This one is a new series they're going to do. If you're not familiar, they've got a great food hall at the Durango Resort, but a lot of people don't realize it has a little outdoor patio section. So in order to draw attention to that, especially as the weather's turning nice, they're doing a new a food series, dining series out there. So the first one was catered an house team at the Oyster Bar over in the food hall. It was a lot of fun. There was beer, there was oysters, there were clams, shrimp, gumbo, pan roasts, boil of crawfish, potatoes, sausage, corn, etc. A lot of fun. I think that maybe they might want to work out where they put the stations and how they adjust the seating and things like that. But that's why
okay.
you have a first one. You work
Yep.
out stuff like that. It felt a little crowded at some ends and then a little open at other ends. But I'm sure they're going to work all that out. It was just a really, really, really fun event. And the next one up is Big B's Texas Barbecue. They're hosting Bourbon and Barbecue on September 18th from 5 to 7. And they're going to bring out the tri-tip, the baby back ribs, all the fixings, of
Cool.
course, a DJ, bourbon stations, and all of that is going to be $60 tax included. So I had a lot of fun. I know that the next one is going to be as good as the first one was. I know it'll be better because Natalia and Brian from Big B's
Yeah.
were at the first one and they were taking notes on what worked and what didn't work so that they could just take everything that worked and do it and take anything that may not have worked and make it better. So you just know
So
that theirs
cool.
is going to be good.
So cool.
Um, you like Mae Daly's,
I
right?
do. Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded a show there, of course. Mae Daly Steakhouse on Las Vegas Boulevard. It is right there across from the Strat, but it does cater to locals. I dropped by 2 weeks ago. They had this contest. I really wanted to go, and they had a steak taco contest, and they were coming up with 5 or 6 recipes that their kitchen developed, and everybody had to vote on it. So I wanted to see. Then they actually go on the menu today as this episode drops. But I wanted to go by and try them before they dropped. So I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Let's head over. And Richard Feminella explained how they were chosen in this contest between the restaurant's cooks.
You know, we were at the Four Seasons for 22 years, and we used to have a prime filet mignon taco there, and I miss it. So in the normal fashion at Mae Daly's, I like to involve my customers in decisions on the menu because they're the ones that are going to eat. So we figured we'd challenge our 6 culinarians to see who could make the best taco.
So who were the competitors for this? And tell me just a little bit about how it played out as a competition.
So it was our executive chef, our sous chef, and our 4 line cooks, basically, and which includes our garde manger. And we invited the customers in. Each of them made their best taco with prime filet mignon. So we did a special for the Friday and Saturday night of Labor Day, and you tasted all 6 tacos, and you got 2 Modelos with it for $30. And it was a mob scene for 2 days. At one point, I asked the chef I was looking for a ribeye to pick up, and he screamed at me, he goes, "I'm making 180 tacos right now. Leave me alone."
That's funny, man. So who was the winner?
Ben Wyckoff, our sous chef. So 5 people in our kitchen from Mexico and the gringo one. So,
I don't know if that tells you about who the customer base is or just how great a chef he is.
I don't know, but they were all wonderful. I mean, I would have been happy with any of those tacos at a restaurant.
So you've added them to the menu. Tell me a little bit about the tacos. When can you get them? Are there any special hours? How much are they? Do you have to get them at the bar? Whatever the deal is with them.
Yeah, I don't know how much they are yet. They come onto the bar menu next Saturday. We're rolling out our fall menu, so all the changes to menus will be next Saturday. And we call it the north of the border because men's north of the border. So, but it's got roasted corn salsa, salsa verde, pickled onions, some Mexican cheeses, avocado, chipotle. It's unbelievable, really.
Okay, it sounds great, man. Any other customer voting opportunities coming up in the near future?
There will be. We just finished we're bringing in on the fall menu a salmon tasting, a smoked salmon tasting, which 35 customers participated in that. So we always include our customers when we do menu changes.
And I had those tacos. They were great. They were really, really, really good. Sue they brought out 4, and normally I would take a bite. I'd share one with Sue. We knew we had to eat later that night.
Yeah,
no, we ate all fucking 4 of them. They were really good. And I spoke to Chef Ben Wyckoff about his winning creation. How'd it feel to win the competition?
I felt good. Me versus 5 authentic Mexicans. Cool. So it's pretty cool.
I had a light dinner at Basilico this week. Got to say hi to Chef Joe Valdez.
Yes.
Of course, he's mixing that menu up a little, and he's just doing great things over there. There's new stuff. There's older stuff on the menu. But we went really light. They have, the Pizza Bianche and the Pizza Rosa sections. We went to the Pizza Bianche. It was shrimp with basil pesto, cherry tomatoes, and pickled shallots. Fucking great.
Oh, my God,
but
yeah.
Honestly, this was just like a textbook perfect pizza. The crusts were great. The crust was great. Excuse me. The ratio of the ingredients was great. It just worked, man. I mean, even sometimes you go to a great pizza place and not everyone that comes out of the oven looks perfect, but this one just looked as perfect as you could want it to look. So really enjoyed that. And I ordered some broccolini with
I love that.
With the black garlic cream sauce.
Yes.
The pecorino and the radicchio and the garlic chili crisp. I mean, it's so good, man.
Yeah.
The chef sent out a watermelon salad, and this was funny because it's like a long, say, column of watermelon, right? Meaning square but long, right? So long column, and he just chopped it into these tight little squares, slivers, and then sort of curved it around like in an S shape, sort of almost that it looked like sushi, right? When you first look at it, but it was a watermelon salad, and it was really good. It came with ricotta salata, radish, and pistachios. I've been having ricotta salata on a few things this week. Just a reminder, that's kind of a sharp, salty cheese.
Yeah.
It's firmer. So don't think of it as ricotta cheese, if that's what you're thinking. Ricotta salata is a very different thing. So that was great. We love it. I love Basilico. I usually go for their happy hour. They were amazed to see me there during normal hours. But yeah, it was great to go in for an actual dinner, and I highly recommend the place.
That's
Again,
cool.
West Side, Evora apartment complexes. We're basically talking Buffalo and I don't know, maybe Post Road area.
Yeah, it's in that general area.
Yeah. What else? I attended Picnic at the Alley. We're going to get to that. Sue and I met one of her visiting relatives for lunch at Border Grill. I am happy to report that place is as great as always. You just always want them to fire on all cylinders because when they do, they are perfect or pretty damn close to perfect. And they were when we popped in. They sent out some tamales that were great. Their guacamole was wonderful. We did mix and match plates of tacos, really loved them. Our guest had a steak. I didn't get to try it. He seemed very, very happy. The dessert really intrigued me.
Ooh.
It was a corn butter cake a la mode.
Okay.
With caramel and crispy corn. So butter cake's kind of having a moment right now, right? I see it on a lot of menus.
Yeah.
And it's so decadent. You go into it, it feels like it melts in your mouth, and it's just sweet and it's just liquidy. And then they put the fucking ice cream on top of it, right? And it's really like, I mean, the one at Emmett's is fantastic. I've had a few others around Vegas within the past year that are really, really good. This one kind of cuts through the sweet a little bit by using a corn base
for
the cake.
Yeah.
Right? So it's almost like a touch of cornbread. So like if you were serving this to a child and you wanted the most sweet thing, I'd say give them a normal cut butter cake, right? They're going to want a butter cake that's not this complex, but this one, it cuts through that what can maybe be overkill on the sugar. And
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really intriguing. Um, was it my favorite? I don't know. Was it the most interesting? Absolutely, by far. And I will go with interesting over favorite any day of the week. So if you go to Border Grill, I highly recommend you check that out and give me a call. Tell me what you thought.
Absolutely.
Finally, Sue and I joined a couple of friends at Chef Gina Marinelli's collaborative dinner with her longtime friend and the very first Yes Chef
Oof.
champion, Emily Brubaker.
Yes.
I should say, by the way, that at Picnic in the Alley, I spoke to both Chef Gina and Chef Emily, and they told me a bit about what was going to happen. So I'm not going to throw that in now. That's all going to be in the main section
Cool.
of the centerpiece. But I went to the meal. We went over with Emmy and Todd Caston, just kind of as a social evening out that we went for. It was a lot of fun. For those of you who don't know, Emily Brubaker, she was at Sage. She was amazing. She worked all over, lots of places in Vegas. Took some time off, came back. She was with Lev Group. She helped open Al Solito Posto. She helped open 00 Pie and Pub. She was a corporate chef, did great things. Her husband Jake, of course, was a chef for the Raiders. And they relocated about maybe a year ago, and they're in California now. They seem to be doing really, really well. I was thrilled that she went on the Jose Andres, Martha Stewart show. Yes Chef, with Sue watched religiously.
Oh, we did too.
Cool. And so she won, right? I did not watch it religiously. I'm going to be the first to admit, but I just don't watch those shows. That's me. I'm done on them. But what a great meal that they did at La Strega last night as we record this. It was Italian meets Jewish because it was Marinelli and Emily. I don't know how to say. They started off with a cocktail reception. She did a lot of the tiny little bites that she made on the show, but then the dishes for the main dinner, and I didn't do the wine pairings, but the dishes for the main dinner were definitely this Italian meets Jewish combination, right? So we started off with the bomboli and gin. Bomboli, of course, being an Italian donut, but this was done with smoked salmon and caper dust on it. Ooh. So it definitely gave it that lox and bagels feel. And then a mini Gibson, a gin cocktail served on the side. So you got your free little shot of gin with that as well. That was followed by a tomato carpaccio with end of summer plums and lardo and regatta salata again, recurring thing. But okay, Sue's favorite, definitely maybe my favorite, the matzo ball nudie.
Ooh, hello.
Okay, so Gina does a tortellini and brodo, which is a classic Italian dish with the pasta in the broth. They decided to, instead of making tortellini, to take matzo balls and make them into nudie, right? And so they did that in a grana padano broth. Really, really good. Did some Washugyu, New York strip loin. That's actually a brand. I think it's kind of closer to an F1 steak, half Wagyu, half American. But the strip loin came with lobster American, corn polenta, corn ribs. I'm going to be honest. Two people at my table, the strip loin they got was a little fatty. Just to make it a little tough to eat, but I was really stuffed by that time and I didn't mind. And the dish, the way it was put together, was fucking beautiful. I mean, just absolutely beautiful dish. So anyhow, I'm not complaining, but I do want to be honest if I'm critiquing it.
Course.
That 2 out of the 4 people at my table were like a little too fatty on the steak, but that happens.
Yeah.
I think that brings us to what you've been doing. So what's up?
Yeah. Oh, man. So I love that you brought up the oyster bar at Durango because I woke up Saturday morning with an oyster bar craving like no other. And it was past my 7 to 7:30 a.m. cutoff to go to Plaza or Palace Station, rather. So I was like, oh, where are we going to go? And I thought, oh, wait. We were recently talking about the Durango's oyster bar. So we went down there, absolutely no wait. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. Sat down, we got the pan roast, we went for level 6, we got the Durango pan roast because it has more meat in it and stuff like that, and the andouille sausage. We went for spice level 6 out of 10. It was a bit spicy, not for me. I could have gone a little bit higher, but since I was dining with John and I wanted to be able to share it, we kind of kept it lower. But yeah, everything there was really great. I love the setup. It's really inviting. Part of it is that there's so much natural light coming into that area, but part of it is just the way it's laid out. Instead of being just a curve around what would normally be a straight bar, say at the Palace Station, this has the lovely round thing in the middle. You can see all kinds of fresh seafood. So the vibe was really cool. They've got a full bar back there. We also had some oysters. Not my favorite. Apparently, these were ones that get pulled out of mud, and so they have to get rinsed off first. So this didn't seem to have a whole ton of flavor like we're used to. But still, everything was really fresh. The service was amazing. So yeah, shout out to those guys. I also got to stick my head in over at Vesta Coffee Roasters because it's right there. Love, love, love the selection down at the Durango. Like it's absolutely, there's one on Sahara not far from my house, but it's absolutely worth the drive down to Durango just to get that extra selection of stuff. Because I love everything that Vesta does.
Yeah.
And we did, we had talked about it recently and I hadn't had it for a little while. So we got Sammy's Wood Fired. We got the duck tacos, of course. Those were good. They've been better. But the chicken.
Do you know, what is the classic dish like that you've been eating for like 20 years? Do you worry if maybe we build it up too much in our head?
That's a really good question.
Like, because I do wonder about that. There are these dishes that I love and I love and I love, and then you go back for them and you're like, they're good, but they, maybe I just have told too many people that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread,
You're probably right. It probably is a self-fulfilling thing. But yeah, it's still really good. I love their gyoza dumplings. I do like their chicken lettuce wraps a lot. So, we made a meal out of it and it was good. But yeah, just you're right. There's something there that just wasn't there this time.
Yeah, and also, yeah, some days it's just not on, yeah. The right guy's not in the kitchen, the right woman's not in the doing the, kitchen work that day, and it's not what you were hoping for, but I will always go back for those.
Exactly. And then we popped into Ada's before we left on Sunday. We had lunch with our friend Constantine and got to hang out, have a little wine, tasted a few dishes, nothing new that we haven't already talked about, but just really love going in there. I know they're getting ready to move soon. They're going to be going downtown into the old Esther space, which has been expanded for them.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get in and get that almost like that one of the last like feel good neighborhood moments. And not that you won't get that in downtown, but right now it is in my neighborhood. So
yeah,
there's a connection to that,
I love that you mentioned Constantine because of course he did the wine pairing at the Emily Brubaker, Gina Marinelli thing. He was there. He was having a great time and it's great to see him out. I've seen him at a few of the group restaurants recently and it's so great to see him out doing that.
It really is. Yeah, I think he's back in his element. And
this is, by the way, Constantine Alexander, fantastic spirits guy, beverage guy, wine guy for years and years and years. Most recently, he was involved with the company that opened Table 34, Bramare, etc. So he has bounced back and he is on his feet. And I ate at Joe Valdez's food, also bounced back and on his feet. So I love that,
Yeah. Yeah, I like that we can talk about that because it's really easy to go, oh my God, what the fuck is happening when things, go sideways somewhere. But it's really nice to see the people we love doing exactly what they want to be doing. So I'm excited.
Yes.
And then, of course, Picnic in the Alley, which was, my God. Yeah. And this year I actually got to go and have a little bit of food and drink. So I'm excited about that because sometimes I get busy. And when I start the chats, the schedule goes for about 90 minutes to 2 hours once I start, and you kind of don't stop. So we started at 7:30, we finished about 9:40, and so before all of that, I was able to go out and taste some stuff like Ellie Parker's beef dish with the beet truffle mousse. Did you have that one? Oh my God.
I did not have that one. I saw it and it was gone by the time I went back for it. I ate very little because first I went around and shot a lot of fucking video because I still think I need to make a TikTok out of it if you haven't seen it. But if I haven't by the time this episode drops, then it ain't happening. Okay. But I still have a couple days where I wouldn't feel bad. So
That's
first
right.
I went around and shot video. Then I went around and shot makeup video for the things that I thought I was shooting video, but I didn't get because I had it on camera. And then I went around and did interviews. And by the time I was ready to eat, it was mostly, I'd been there 2.5 hours already and I was almost getting ready. Oh, and then I went to watch you and watch your thing.
And I appreciate that.
I saw your first a round table, which was Emily Brubaker, Erica Bell, Cheryl Marvin Best, Kim Owens.
Yep.
Did I forget anybody?
No, I think that first one, I think you got it.
Yeah, really cool. So that was great.
Yeah, I mean, we had all kinds of people from the community involved. We had Sherry Swensk from not Chapter 8, Channel 8 News. We had some more restaurateurs. We had people who are in events and PR, and it was really great. We had some nonprofits out there, and it was really great to talk to people about what kind of crosses all of these different industries, whether you consider hospitality and culinary separate, whether you consider, customer service and experience. We had Samantha Rayburn from F1 Grand Prix talking about customer experience and how that they work with F&B and culinary and all of these things under one kind of umbrella. So yeah, I felt really, really honored that I was able to get the group of women that I got to sit down and chat with us. We had a really, really great night. So
Well, congrats to you on that. Congrats to Cherie and Jolene and
oh my
everybody who
God,
put it
everybody.
together. And yeah, just really
Yeah.
great event. It was, I mean, and we'll talk about this. I ask a lot of people about how they felt about it being out on a farm instead of in on the city streets, and we get all into that in the center.
Cool. I just will throw out my own well done to Chef Sarah Thompson of The Win and Gina Marinelli, of course, of Lestrega and Harlow. I accidentally ran into the omakase space that they had where you could sit down and you got two dishes from each chef. The whole experience lasts maybe 10 minutes. You get a welcome cocktail, you get a couple of dishes from each chef, and it was really fun. I mean, it was well put together, it was well orchestrated, the food was delicious. Two very different styles of food, but it all kind of came together in a really fun way. So, yeah, please do more of that. I know that I think the idea for that came from when Jolene would do omakase series at Life is Beautiful. So I'm
Right.
super excited that we get to have that at Picnic in the Alley, and hopefully that's something we can continue and bring in different teams to do that because it was just delicious.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's see
Okay,
what-
well, coming up in the news.
Yeah.
Hash House A Go-Go celebrates 20 years, and of course, we're going to have a happy hour report coming up. But before all that, my many conversations at Picnic in the Alley. This is Food and Loathing. Okay, so I tried to speak to as many of the culinary stars as possible at Picnic in the Alley, and I think this montage represents a nice cross-section. Let's start with Jamie Pepe of Twin Creeks Steakhouse in the Silverton. I began our chat by asking her how it felt to be surrounded by so many talented women, and they were the ones in the spotlight.
It's just incredible, like the turnout and how many people are here just supporting each other. It's really nice to see.
Do we have to keep reminding people that women are here and they're doing important things? I mean, I feel like this is a message that we try to get out every year at this event. Women's Hospitality Initiative is out there, and yet I don't know if it's getting any better for women in the industry.
Unfortunately, we have to keep, pounding at the door and knocking down the door with us as women, just to be heard and seen. And yes, I think we should keep doing it. Absolutely.
Who's your favorite chef here?
Me.
Okay. I love that. That is perfect politics. Tell me a bit about Twin Creeks Steakhouse for people that haven't been out there in a while. What are you guys doing these days?
So we have a couple of different things to offer. Right now I'm featuring a happy hour item, which is our short rib teriyaki tacos. Right now for happy hour, we're offering a bottomless wine with our happy hour, a couple of cocktails. On Thursdays, we have Tomahawk Thursday for $130. You get 3 courses. And we're starting to work on brunch, opening up on Sundays in October. We're going to do a brunch on every Sunday from like 11 to 7. So, we got a lot of things in the works down at Twin Creeks. They call us a hidden gem, but I want to be, a found gem.
Double Zero Pie and Pub was at the event, represented by their GM and lead pizzaiola, Erica Bell, who told me why she wanted to be there.
Oh my gosh, any opportunity there is to come out and support the community is a no-brainer for us. We want to be there. And also, it's a great opportunity just to represent women in the industry and get to show off a couple of different dishes that are typically on the menu.
Is it normal for the women in this industry to get together, to help each other out, to give it a little boost? Is there a strong community that way here in Vegas?
I have a strong community of that, and I feel that it resonates in all different pockets of the city, so yes.
What's new at Double Zero Pie and Pub right now?
Oh my gosh, we just opened for lunch. We're in our second week of lunch. We do lunch from 11 to 3. We have 6 different sandwiches on that menu, also pizza, of course, and some different antipasties. But that's our newest thing.
That's awesome. And you're still doing that pizza tasting that I had when I was in there not long ago?
We're going to do omakase soon. Okay. We got to get lunch off the ground, and then omakase is the next project.
And then I saw Chef Ellie Parker of Main Street Provisions. So Ellie Parker, I'm kind of surprised to see you here at Picnic in the Alley with all the other crazy TV stuff that you have going on. What made you decide to come out today?
You know what? This is an event for women. I am not only honored to be chosen to be a participant in this, but I also want to support all of the other women restaurateurs, chefs, bartenders, entrepreneurs. I mean, this is what I live for. I absolutely adore this. I can't talk.
Cool. Have you been to these before?
This is my first year at Picnic in the Alley, so this is so fun.
Okay, yeah. What do you think looking around, seeing all these incredibly talented women and supporting each other?
It's honestly what I wish I would have known about 10 years ago growing up, when I wondered if a female could make it in this industry. And I'm looking around, and I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It's right here. We're doing it.
Cool. What's your message to young women who want to get into this industry?
To all those young women, keep going, keep fighting, keep striving, keep your passion, light that spark every single day. Don't ever give up. Don't ever listen to the haters, only listen to your supporters, and it'll get you there just like it got me here.
Got you here, it got you coming on TV. We're not going to talk details, just tell me when people could see you on TV. Yes. Starting day, when's it premiere?
So Hell's Kitchen Season 24 airs September 25th on Fox at 8 p.m. And I am super, super excited to everyone to see me go to hell, and I've emerged.
Cool. Well, it's good to see you on the other side of hell, and I can't wait to watch the show.
Thank you so much, Al.
Speaking of TV stars, Yes Chef winner Emily Brubaker was there to be part of one of Gemini's panel discussions, but she also spoke to me. It's great to see you. I thought you'd be out celebrating, spending your winnings. I mean, you are the new Yes Chef champion.
Yeah, but there's nowhere I wanted to be other than at this event tonight, so I'm super happy to be here.
Have you taken part in these when you lived in Vegas? Did you ever do them?
I sure did. I did them for probably 3 years, but it's been a little while.
What do you think about the outdoor setting?
I love this. This is incredible with the sunset, the giant moon, the olive trees. It's amazing. Yeah.
Now, you have a Vegas dinner coming up. Tell me about that, please.
So our Vegas dinner is Gina at Strega with Gina Marinelli, and it's all about kind of our friendship. And we're calling it, I don't know if I should say it, but it's the Jewy Italian. So we're taking me and her and kind of combining them to our friendship of how we always built together. So Gina and I met when we opened Aria, and we've just been the greatest friends. So super excited. Glad you guys are coming.
Yes. I'm excited to come. Okay, who's nicer, Martha or Jose?
Oh, so Jose's just nice. He is the nicest person. I gotta say, Martha remembered me from Chopped, so she and I had a thing. So I loved Martha too. Cool. But Jose is just he's salt of the earth. He walks in singing and going and talking to craft service and the crew and the person picking up stuff off the floor. I mean, just nice guy. Yeah. Nice guy.
Super cool guy. So a lot of people do TV and then they get kind of roped into a whole career of being a guest judge of this and all-stars of this. Are we going to see more of you on TV?
I really hope so. I never wanted to be in the spotlight when I was here. That was not my thing. And then I left and boom, hey! And boom, it's just it was really fun and I liked it. So, we'll see what's happening. Cool. I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Speaking of Emily, her pop-up partner, Gina Marinelli, was also there. And I'm bum rushing the show with Gina Marinelli. Chef, how are you?
I'm great. Having a great time out here. It's amazing.
What are you guys cooking?
Tonight we're doing what we call a cowboy tortellini. So the